air Friday, January 4th, 2013. That's right, this is the first show of 2013. Glad you could join us. Today we have a special guest, Worldwide Director of Direct Selling for IMN, Michelle Larter, joins us once again to talk about one of the tools that you need to have in your toolbox to be successful for 2013, and that is a highly efficient, highly effective newsletter campaign. That's right, some of you think newsletters aren't that important. However, if you use the IMN newsletter, it could really help you build your business. So today, Michelle Larter is here to talk about the IMN newsletter. We also introduce a new segment to On Air today called Direct Selling Live 360 Global. We will use that segment to talk about some of the more global issues that are impacting direct selling. So sit back and relax and join us here today on Air Friday, January 4th, 2013, as we have Worldwide Director of Direct Selling for IMN, Michelle Larter, here in the house on Air.
When my mother used to sell Princess House.
Joined them way that night.
Norma siempre vendía cosas de Avon.
Oh, it must have been around 1935.
But those knives were amazing.
The one lady's name was Mary Kay, and I said, oh, cosmetics will never sell on Party Plan.
Was a single mom and created these hair care products for black women and became the first self-made millionaire in the United States. I just think that's extraordinary.
Welcome to On Air. Today we have a special guest who's joined us once again, Michelle Larter of IMN, which stands for I Make News. They are the premier newsletter, what would you say, program delivery system. I'm sure you'll come up with the proper name for all of this. But for some of you who aren't aware, they used to have a product called Party Pulse, which is now moved into the Loyalty Driver program, which I think is an even better name for it. Very big on newsletters for direct sellers. They go well beyond direct selling. Let's just make that perfectly clear. They are well beyond the industry of direct selling. Michelle, welcome.
Thank you, Keeper. Glad to be here again. Appreciate the opportunity.
I'm extremely happy to have you. I know we were scheduled to do this a couple of days ago, but you were extremely kind in allowing me to get past some sick issues, and so here we are. I want to jump into something really quick. When you go to your website, which is IMNinc.com, that's IMNinc.com, and you go to the Loyalty Driver, you guys have a description of what direct selling is that I think is so spot on. So spot on, and I want to read it if you don't mind. It says, direct selling, the key to success for every direct selling organization is its ability to grow distribution and increase average sales volume per distributor and consultant. Party plan companies grow their average sales volume per consultant by booking more parties, recruiting more sponsors, and building stronger customer relationships. Network marketing, multi-level marketing, organizations strive to increase average sales volume per distributor by growing their downline as well as building stronger customer relationships. That is one of the most succinct descriptions of what I think direct selling is, and you guys have it absolutely spot on. It's absolutely wonderful. So whoever wrote that, kudos to you all over at IMN. Your Loyalty Driver program, let's get into this. You guys are very, very big on newsletters for direct selling companies so that they can pass on this way of communication with their distributors. Talk about it if you don't mind.
Yeah, we take a different approach than a self-service type program in that we allow home office to take on the heavy lifting from the field. So corporate has the whole marketing team, they have the graphics teams, they have all that technical expertise that they are able to maximize that for the field. They produce a professional-looking, personalized newsletter that appears to come from each of the consultants and distributors. The consultants and distributors can further personalize it very simply with a secure portal we provide to each of them, where they can add a personal picture, they can add their personal message, and the rest is done for them by home office. So the business opportunity articles and promotions, if in party plan, the host incentives, the sales and featured products and different ways to use their products, lifestyle content like recipes or fashion tips or whatever's relevant to that market's audience is all provided by home office. That personal message from the field, from each individual consultant or distributor, adds their own flavor to it. So for now, for the holidays, for example, if I have a customer appreciation event at my house, I can add that message to my communication that goes out to all of my customers automatically sent for me.
Well, let's just stop right there, because we're talking about the holidays, and I know we're really pushing up against some of it, and a lot of what you're talking about is going to really become important going into 2013 as people look to really jumpstart their businesses. You just mentioned recipes and things like this. How do you tie in the recipes, and how does a consultant use this additional bit of content to keep their customers engaged, to build their business, and why is it so important to bring in the additional lifestyle content beyond just a direct selling business?
Well, think of you as a customer or consumer on your own. How often each month am I ready to host a party, to start a new business, or even to buy product from my consultants? Even though I'm not ready to do all those things each month, I still want to be educated and communicated to by my consultant. I want that relationship to be continual. So those lifestyle articles are for a situation where I just hosted a party last month. I'm not ready to host another one this month. That lifestyle article gets me in. It's that hook, if you will, to engage me to open the newsletter.
Yeah.
Once I am in, that promotion that's going on right now, or that featured product, or the recipe tied into it, engages me further. So now, even though I just booked a party and hosted it last month and had great success, there's that one other thing I still didn't get, and now it's on special. I'm going to call my consultant and place that order. Okay. So it's getting them to open, and then providing all of the content that's available to them and letting the customer pick and choose what they want. Instead of the consultants prejudging, which, having come from the field myself, guilty as charged. We try not to, but we still do. Oh, she's got a great job. She would never want to do what I do.
Right.
Well, maybe she's not happy at her job and she didn't want to communicate that to you yet. But when she sees the article about the opportunity, that might be just the right timing. And then the reporting we provide to the field after to follow up empowers them to follow up on what their customers are interested in, not just what I think they'd be interested in.
Right. So let's be very, very clear for those distributors that are watching this. You don't necessarily provide this information for distributors directly. You deal primarily with the companies who will then pass on the IMN Loyalty Driver newsletter opportunity, if you will, to allow them to use that in recruiting and prospecting and just keeping their customers engaged. You mentioned, now that we're in the holiday season, and we're certainly talking about, opportunity for recipes, decorating ideas, and things like this, if we're talking about Thanksgiving, Halloween, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever, New Year's. Providing the type of additional information that you're talking about really speaks to something that I think is absolutely key today with direct selling, and that's driving the edutainment value of what direct selling is all about. Bringing in the additional information that could be entertaining, and you kind of said it yourself, and me coming from music, and I understand what the hook is all about. Yep. You throw that line out there and you hook them, and then you try to reel them in as best you can so that they buy your product or service. We're getting ready to come up against a break here, but when we come back, I want to talk about why it's going to be critically important for people to jumpstart their business with a newsletter, with the IMN newsletter specifically. And we're also going to talk about your social driver as well, which is for social media. When we come back with Michelle Larter, Worldwide Director, Direct Selling for IMN Inc.
When my mother used to sell Princess House.
Joined them way that night.
Norma siempre vendía cosas de Avon.
Oh, it must have been around 1935.
But those knives were amazing.
The one lady's name was Mary Kay, and I said, oh, Cosmetics will never sell on party plan.
Was a single mom and created these hair care products for black women and became the first self-made millionaire in the United States. I just think that's extraordinary.
No family can survive on 2 incomes anymore, let alone 1. If you are supplementing your family's income working from home, then tune into The Cash Flow Show, Direct Sales Radio. Host Deb Bixler brings you sales tips, lead generation systems, and best business practices that guarantee direct sales success. Whether you're looking for a little extra cash or a career change, The Cash Flow Show, Direct Sales Radio will give you proven systems that will work in your home business. The Cash Flow Show, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time on World Talk Radio Variety.
Welcome back to On Air. Thanks for all of you for joining us. As you know, we have our special guest, Michelle Larter, has returned to On Air. She is the Worldwide Director of Direct Selling for IMN Inc., the premier newsletter program in all of direct selling. Understand that what they do is they deal with the corporate office, but if you are a high-level distributor and you want to be able to use their service to, as Michelle likes to say, maximize the service, you need to contact your company and say, we need the IMN Inc. Loyalty Driver Newsletter Program. It's not only for network marketing, it's also for party plans as well. Just really quick, some of the benefits of the newsletter for those of you who might be thinking about taking on a newsletter program. You corporate people, you build excitement for new products. There's exclusive content. They also have a program that we're not going to get too heavily into, but their social driver, which you can easily share the newsletter via Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and more. And more. There's just a ton of benefits to using the IM Inc. Loyalty Driver Newsletter Program. Michelle, we were just talking about December. Now that we have the holidays, how do you take the December opportunity, now that we're around the holidays, and really position that so that you can really move your business forward going into 2013? Because it's really the time where most distributors focus the most. It's the beginning of the year. I mean, they're all hyped. They've already made their plans for the year, and they just want to get going. So how do they use what you have to drive their business and grow it to its maximum?
Exactly. Your December engagement with your customers is going to build your January calendars. As I mentioned, having come from the field, if you stop your business now, your January will suffer. So just because the holidays, take Christmas off if you're Christian or otherwise, celebrate the holiday with family, but continue after the holidays to work your business. The relationships and consistency that you're building are launching your January calendar. You have previous catalogs, old expired catalogs, getting those out in the hands of your local community, getting people that you know, letting them know you've got a preferred customer newsletter, asking them for their email address and adding them into the database so you can communicate with their customers ongoing as well. You mentioned, and I appreciate the opportunity, letting the consultants and distributors know to contact Home Office, and they can contact me directly as well, and I can work together with them. I'd be happy to work on their behalf, and learning more about their needs helps me to help them.
So you, in essence, you'll be an advocate for them.
Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely. And we've had a lot of customers that have partnered with IMN as a result of hearing from the field and hearing from me together on the benefits of the program.
If you're a very large distributorship, let's say you have a few thousand, 5,000, 10,000 people, and your corporate office doesn't want to use the newsletter, can a very large distributorship come to you to use it?
On a one-off basis, we'll address those.
Okay.
We would have to get permission from Home Office and some kind of approval from them because it is corporate branded marketing, trademark usually, and things. So yes, we can. However, it needs to have some blessing, if you will, from Home Office because of the nature of the content.
Right, and
sure.
that's a very good point, because I know there's some people probably thinking, well, I'm just going to use it anyway. I'm just going to call her and start to roll with IMN on my own. No, you cannot. They will take that on a case-by-case basis. At the same time, there will be some sort of communication between IMN and your corporate office. So it's very much a team effort, the distributorship, IMN, and corporate. let's just talk a bit about your social driver program. What is the social driver program? As you know, so many people are all over Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and such. How does that work? And how does that work with the loyalty driver program, if at all?
Well, we take several of different approaches to our social media strategy within the newsletter. Again, it's all about consistency. We have a follow us piece of the newsletter option where the home office typically has a fan page set up on Facebook, Twitter, and so forth. We can engage customers to connect with the home office site, the corporate branded site, to keep the dialogue going and for corporate to help facilitate the success for the consultants and distributors, pushing their customers to want to buy and want to engage more with their reps. The other piece and strategy is a follow me. So for those companies that provide the ability for the consultants and distributors to have their own fan pages, we can also incorporate that in the newsletter so that the customers can then click and follow their particular representative. Mm-hmm. So getting their own communication, continuing that relationship ongoing. Not all companies allow that, so it's a part of the design of the newsletter that we build in with corporate. And the third strategy I really love personally, it empowers everybody to engage with the social media share.
Yeah.
So imagine, Keeper, you are my distributor, but you're not on Facebook. I'm your customer, and I'm all over it. Mm-hmm. So I get your newsletter. I love the article, the recipe, for example, this month. Oh, I made it the other night. My husband loved it. He was just so glowing about my cooking, which, doesn't happen all the time. So, of course, I click on the share link from your newsletter. That opens up my Facebook, appends your newsletter with my testimony and comments. Now, you're exposed to my 700-plus friends and family. Mm-hmm. I live in New Hampshire. My big sister lives in California. Of course, she values her little sister's opinion, and she loves to cook as well.
Yeah, sure.
She clicks on it, sees your handsome face, links to your website, your phone number, your email address, and even though I posted about the article about the recipe, she then also has access to all the other articles, sees the article about the business opportunity. I could do this. I love to cook. I could so do this. She now contacts Keeper. I want to do this. My sister posted something. Can you tell me more about it? Now you've got a new rep all the way across the country. Yeah. So building your business and reaching your network is so powerful.
You just said reaching your network is incredibly powerful, which is ultimately what you want to do in order to grow a large network. It's tapping into your new reps, your new consultant or distributor's network so that everyone wins. As we get ready to close here, let's talk about how people contact you, and for those who are interested in going to the website, what will they find and how do they navigate their way around it?
Within the IMN websites, again, IMNINC.com, it stands for I Make News Incorporated. The Loyalty Driver, as you mentioned at the beginning, we don't just do direct selling as a company. That's all I do, having come from the direct selling background and as a field consultant and leader. However, we have two products for direct selling. One is Loyalty Driver for Party Plan, which is more for party plan and hybrid companies. And the other is Loyalty Driver for network marketing.
If you don't mind just stopping, you said for hybrid companies, exactly what does that mean?
It's a company that's not traditional party plan, but they do parties. They don't necessarily have host incentives each month, but they have group selling events. So a lot of the network marketing companies I've seen have come into adopting parties or group selling events to sell to more than one person at a time. So that either product would work either way. We kind of define, we work with each company to find out which product fits best. They're very, very similar with some nuances for network marketing and some nuances for party plan.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
So there's just some slight differences for party plan and network marketing and for the hybrid type of program. If someone wanted to contact you, and before we even get into that, in 2013, March, Direct Selling Live will come out with its 25 must-have items for success list, our annual list. You all have seen it for years. IMN Inc's newsletter, their Loyalty Driver program, will be part of the list for sure. It will be one of the 25 must-have items for success. So if you are a company or if you're a large distributorship or just a distributor and you want to use this program, get in touch with your company. But the IMN Inc's Loyalty Driver newsletter will be one of the 25 must-have items for success for 2013.
If I can interrupt, one last thing to mention. it's an award-winning program, actually. I just returned from the Direct Selling Association's Communications and Marketing Conference, and one of our customers, Wine Shop at Home, they won the Digital Media Award for Best Customer Newsletter using IMN.
Outstanding.
So it's an award-winning program as well.
The award-winning program, excuse me. So how do people get in touch with you? Give us all the data there.
Sure. My direct phone number in the office is 781-672-7237. That's direct to my desk. Or through email is mlarter, Larter, at IMNINC.com. It's like Jimmy Carter with an L. So mlarter at IMNinc.com. And our website again is IMNinc.com as well.
Okay, how about any Facebook, Twitter, contact information? Is there any place that they can go there?
Yeah, we're on all the different social sites.
Okay.
Loyalty Driver is the product. Let me get all of the site names if you'll bear with me. I wasn't prepared for that, but I can have that to you in 2 seconds.
As you're looking for that information, for those of you that are watching, this is a great program. We've had Michelle on before, and as she said, their Loyalty Driver program is now an award-winning direct selling program. She just came back from the Direct Selling Association meeting, and they have walked away with the Digital Media Award for direct selling. It's a great program, and it will be one of the 25 must-have items in 2013.
All right, so the different sites are, it's facebook.com/IMNINC. On Twitter, you can find us at twitter.com/loyaltydriver.
Okay.
LinkedIn.com/company/IMN_3. On YouTube, you can find us at youtube.com/loyaltydriver. And we also have a blog, which is blog.imninc.com.
Very good. Michelle, we want to leave you with this. Happy holidays to you and your family. Be safe out there. We're going through some interesting times here globally, and we want everyone to be safe. And one of the best ways to keep in touch and maintain those relationships is with the IMN Loyalty Driver newsletter. It's more than just recipes when you're talking about edutainment. Which is what a lot of this is all about. What are some of the other industries that you guys do work in besides direct selling? I want people to understand you're well beyond just the direct selling industry.
Sure. One of our largest markets is actually the automotive industry. Once you imagine you get a newsletter from your car dealer, how often do you want to hear from your car dealer after you buy a car? Well, we have a less than 1% opt-out rate across the board. We actually write and source all of the content for all of those dealerships' newsletters. So it's lifestyle engaging content. And we may also have then a side article, click here to schedule a test drive for your 2013. So so I have a 17-year-old who's in the market now for a car. Well, who am I going to go to first? My loyalty is to that car dealer who's built that relationship with me. So driving that loyalty with them for life. We also support the banking industry and financial services. We support the franchise industry and the healthcare market.
Very good. Well,
and then we also have the iMake News product, which is for across all industries. It's for a self-service tool.
Michelle, you guys are doing outstanding. Congratulations again on your award for the Digitalpedia, and have a very safe and happy New Year. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me again. I appreciate it, Keeper.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
No family can survive on 2 incomes anymore, let alone 1. If you are supplementing your family's income working from home, then tune into The Cash Flow Show, Direct Sales Radio. Host Deb Bixler brings you sales tips, lead generation systems, and best business practices that guarantee direct sales success. Whether you're looking for a little extra cash or a career change, The Cash Flow Show, Direct Sales Radio will give you proven systems that will work in your home business. The Cash Flow Show, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time on World Talk Radio Variety.
Welcome back to On Air. We want to thank Michelle Larter for joining us here today on Air to talk about IMN's Loyalty Driver program, specifically their newsletter program. We think that if you're going to be really successful in 2013, a newsletter like the IMN newsletter, which as you can see has some really great additional items to it that gets your customers and gets your prospects to really become engaged, is a really, really powerful tool to have in your toolbox. Just so you know, Direct Selling Live will be announcing its annual 25 must-have items for success list in mid-March, and you should know that IMN's newsletter, their Loyalty Driver program, will be part of that 25 must-have items list. So look for it when the list comes out in mid-March. Now, to to On Air's new segment, Direct Selling 360 Global. This segment is going to be about some of the things that are impacting direct selling that you just might not think has that much impact. We'll be looking at some of the global issues, some of the global things that are happening in direct selling that you just might not know about. They might be oddball things. They might be things that you say, well, you know, they really don't have that much to do with me and my business, when in fact they could have tremendous impact on your business. One of the things that we're going to be talking about today is, as women move forward globally, we saw something take place here in the United States politically that has to do with the Violence Against Women's Act. For the first time in decades, Congress did not put into place the Violence Against Women's Act. And we think that's a very, very sad thing, because it really needs to be in place. We talked about this a lot in 2012 as we got into political conversation, as we got into our political conversation, and we challenged our associations to support the Violence Against Women's Act. Unfortunately, not one association would come out publicly to support it. Not the Direct Selling Association, not the Multi-Level Marketing International Association, and surprisingly, not the Direct Selling Women's Alliance. Direct selling is primarily driven by women distributors, women customers. Women are prospected the most. They buy the most product. They do the most business. And anything that we can have in place, not just in direct selling that protects women, but just protect women in their lifestyle, their livelihood, and their lives in general, needs to be in place. We are urging that every association in direct selling get involved in this public policy debate when it comes to violence against women. Violence just seems to be exploding all over the place. And violence against women, it's sad to see to see it grow to the degree that it has. And we think that with so many women in direct selling, 85% of all distributors being women, our associations need to get involved in this public policy debate as it relates to women. We're going to talk more about this. Just because the political season is over, the presidential election is over, doesn't mean that On Air and Direct Selling Live stops talking about politics. No, we're going to get into it a lot more and be at the forefront of all of this conversation. So if you thought it was over for us in politics, think again. If your association thought it was over for you and us challenging you to be better, to be greater, think again. One thing that you can do right now is support the Violence Against Women Act. We are urging the Direct Selling Women's Alliance, the Direct Selling Association, DSA, the Multi-Level Marketing International Association, MLMIA, to come out publicly in support of the Violence Against Women's Act. As Direct Selling Live does, MLM Black Women does, Direct Selling Live 360 Global, the 100 Million Voices Project, we support this particular project, this particular initiative. That's it for today. We will see you next week here on Air. Have a great weekend.